Have you ever wondered what would happen if the Earth collided with another planet? A question that piques the curiosity, stirs the imagination, and sends chills down the spine. It's a scenario that seems more at home in the realms of science fiction than reality, yet it's one that has fascinated scientists, writers, and everyday dreamers for centuries. Welcome to the world of cosmic collisions. The universe in all its vast, infinite expanse is a ceaseless ballet of celestial bodies. Stars, galaxies, asteroids, and yes, planets, all moving in an intricate dance governed by the laws of physics. But what if, in this grand cosmic waltz, two dancers were to collide? Specifically, what if our home, the Earth, were to collide with another planet? The implications are staggering, the potential effects almost beyond comprehension. Planetary collisions, as you might imagine, aren't an everyday occurrence. They're exceedingly rare events, the odds of which are astronomical, quite literally. The vastness of space provides ample room for celestial bodies to maneuver, making direct collisions a rarity. Yet, they're not impossible. History bears witness to such cosmic cataclysms, most notably, the event that led to the formation of our moon some 4.5 billion years ago. Planetary collisions aren't just science fiction. They're a part of our cosmic history. Imagine, billions of years ago, a planet roughly the size of Mars, known as Theia, hurtling through the cosmos on a collision course with a young, still-forming Earth. This isn't a fanciful tale woven by a science fiction author. This is the giant impact hypothesis, a widely accepted explanation for the formation of our moon. In the chaos of the early solar system, Theia's trajectory caused it to slam into Earth with an unimaginable force. The energy released from this impact was more than enough to vaporize Theia and send a significant portion of the Earth's crust into space. This debris, trapped by Earth's gravity, eventually coalesced to form our lunar companion. The physics behind such an event is astonishing. The energy involved in a collision of this scale is almost incomprehensible. Imagine the energy released by the detonation of 1 billion nuclear weapons. Now multiply that by a staggering 1 million. That's the approximate energy involved in such a planetary collision, an event that would undoubtedly reshape a planet and its surroundings. The kinetic energy is transformed into heat, causing both bodies to partially or completely melt. The material from both planets is then ejected into space, creating a ring of debris. Over time, this debris gradually comes together to form a new body, as was the case with our moon. The science of planetary collisions is fascinating, a testament to the incredible forces and events that have shaped our solar system. It's also a sobering reminder of the immense power and potential devastation that these cosmic events can unleash. So, we've seen that these collisions can happen, but what would be the result if Earth collided with another planet today? In the immediate aftermath of a planetary collision, the effects would be catastrophic. Imagine this. Upon impact, the colossal energy released would be equivalent to billions upon billions of atomic bombs. This incredible release of energy would trigger massive earthquakes, unlike any we've ever experienced. The ground beneath our feet would shake so violently, it would feel like the very fabric of reality was crumbling. Following the earthquakes, tsunamis would take center stage. These aren't your everyday tsunamis, we're talking about waves hundreds of feet high, washing over entire continents. Picture the mightiest wave you've ever seen, then multiply that image by a factor of unimaginable proportions. Such tsunamis would obliterate cities, drown lands, and wipe out nearly all signs of civilization on the coasts in an instant. But the devastation doesn't stop there. The impact would also ignite a global firestorm. The heat generated by the collision would be so intense that it would set the atmosphere ablaze. Imagine looking up at the sky and seeing it on fire, a sight that would truly be a spectacle of horror. Now let's go a little deeper. The force of the collision would vaporize a significant portion of the Earth's crust. This vaporized matter wouldn't just disappear though. No, it would create a molten splash that would be thrown into space. This splash would consist of chunks of rock and molten debris, some as big as mountains being hurled out into the cosmos. What we've painted here is a picture of immediate devastation. The Earth as we know it would be unrecognizable. The land, the sea, the sky, all would be in turmoil, changed forever by a force beyond our comprehension or control. These immediate effects alone would be apocalyptic. But what about the long-term consequences? The long-term consequences of a planetary collision would be just as devastating as the immediate effects. Imagine a world where the sun's light is blocked out by a thick layer of dust and debris, lingering in the atmosphere long after the initial collision. This is a potential scenario following a planetary crash, often referred to as a nuclear winter. This term, coined during the Cold War, describes the aftermath of a nuclear explosion that could block out sunlight, drastically alter the climate, and lead to a drop in temperatures worldwide. Now, apply that concept to our planetary collision scenario. The sheer amount of dust and debris thrown into the atmosphere by the impact would be enough to blot out the sun. The Earth's surface would plunge into darkness and temperatures would plummet, leading to a global winter that could last for years, or even decades. With the sun's warmth and light blocked, photosynthesis would come to a halt. Without this crucial process, plant life would suffer a massive die-off. The effects would ripple up the food chain, leading to a mass extinction event. We've seen this before in Earth's history. The asteroid impact that likely ended the era of the dinosaurs is believed to have triggered a similar chain of events. But it's not just the cold and darkness we'd have to worry about. The force of the collision could also cause massive tectonic upheaval, leading to widespread volcanic activity. Volcanoes spewing ash and gases into the atmosphere could further exacerbate the nuclear winter scenario, making conditions even more inhospitable. What about the oceans, you might wonder? Well, they too would be affected. The lack of sunlight would disrupt marine ecosystems, affecting everything from microscopic plankton to the largest whales. The ocean surface would freeze over in many places, further hindering the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the air and the sea. As we've seen, a planetary collision would be a cataclysmic event. But could life ever recover from such a catastrophe? Life as we know it might be wiped out in a planetary collision, but could life ever return? Let's take a moment to ponder this thought. Amidst the chaos and destruction of a planetary collision, it might seem impossible for life to spring forth anew. But life, as we've discovered, has a remarkable tenacity. In the aftermath of such a colossal event, our planet would be a barren, inhospitable wasteland. But even in this desolate landscape, life might find a way. Bacteria, those tiny resilient organisms, could be the pioneers of this new world. These microscopic life forms are incredibly hardy. They can survive in scorching heat, freezing cold, and even the vacuum of space. In fact, bacteria have been found living in some of the most extreme environments on our planet, from the boiling hot springs of Yellowstone to the crushing depths of the Mariana Trench. After surviving the initial catastrophe, these bacteria could begin to evolve, adapting to the harsh conditions of their new environment. Over millions of years, they could give rise to a new wave of life. This evolution would not be a quick process. It took roughly 3.5 billion years for life on Earth to evolve from simple bacteria to the diverse array of organisms we see today. But given enough time, these humble bacteria could eventually give rise to more complex forms of life. We might even see the emergence of intelligent life. Who knows what kind of civilizations might rise from the ashes of our world? They could develop technology far beyond our own, explore the universe in ways we can only dream of, and perhaps even discover the remnants of our own civilization. So, while a planetary collision would be a disaster on an unimaginable scale, it might not be the end of life altogether. It would just be the start of a new chapter in Earth's history.